Oh, something wrong.
I am chugging down Cheerios.
I'll start in just a second. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's go.
Daddy, she can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons? Oh, Daddy, let me go to her. Shh, be still and quiet. You've been sleeping for quite a while. I think they noticed that you never left the building last night. The cameras were searching for you, but they couldn't find you. I have you hidden too well. I kidnapped you.
I got what? Oh, hell no.
Don't be afraid.
No.
I'm not going to hurt you. I am only going to keep you for a little while. Try not to wiggle, though. You're inside something that came from my old pizzeria. I don't think it was ever used. At least not the way it was meant to be used. Too dangerous. It's just big enough for one person to fit inside, but just barely.
Oh, hell no.
You're in the scooping room. Do you know why they call it the scooping room?
No, I don't.
It's because, dummy, this is the room where they use the scooper. I thought that would be obvious. Isn't that a fun name for something? The scooper. It sounds like something you would use for ice cream, or custard, or sprinkles. It sounds
very
like
nice.
something you would want at your birthday party, to ensure that you get a heaping portion of every good thing. I wonder, though, if you were a freshly opened pint of ice cream, how you would feel about something with that name. Thankfully, I don't
Well,
think
it
a
is
freshly
obvious,
opened pint
stupid
of ice
circus
cream feels
baby.
anything at all.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It sounds like someone else is in the building. Shh.
Oh no, fuck.
Bring her over. Forward. One. More. Okay, stop. Set her down. Watch the step.
What happened to it this time? Just seems like these things can't go a day without breaking down.
Who knows? It's always the same, man. Some kind of hardware malfunction.
Oh, down.
Well, hey, I have to be somewhere in 15 minutes, and this place gives me the creeps. Can we just get this over with?
It's all automated. We don't have to be here for it. Just get her on the rollers and we can go.
Oh no, someone's here. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. It's so wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's there, someone's there. Oh.
There's something very important that I've learned how to do over time. Do you know what that is?
No.
How to pretend. Do you ever play make-believe?
No, not really.
Pretend to be one way when you are really the other. It's very important. But Laura never learns. But I do.
I am shaking.
They think there is something wrong on the inside.
Fine.
The only thing that matters is knowing how to pretend.
I don't want to report that. Ligament.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras.
No.
Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
Where are the spring locks from? Oh, hell no. I found this. Look at
Hey
it.
guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat Night 4 on Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. This is probably the hardest night of the main game, and I know a lot of people really struggle with this night, so I'm excited to finally make this guide. Now, before we get into it, I'd like to once again mention my community Discord server. I promise this will do a voice call with your members up to Night 4. This is up, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. You should think of each of these as being like the music box and have 2 components. So let's talk about the basics first. There are 10 spring locks, 5 on each side, 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. You should think of each of these as being like the music box that will have 2. Your goal is to wind them up as much as possible before you have to deal with other threats. I prefer to hold my mouse button down the entire time.
I have no clue what. Oh, they're the spring locks maybe. Oh, hell no. That is poo. That is pooey as hell. I do not like that.
You hopefully have some sort of equivalent to this on other platforms. You're just going to go from spring lock to spring lock, winding one all the way up, then moving to the next one. This takes some precision to get used to. I still tend to overshoot it sometimes. You're going to start at the top left and work your way down one by one. Once you've wound up all the spring locks on that side, spin over to the bottom right and work your way up.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
No, I'm about to get jump scared. What the hell? That is bullcrap. What the?
You're just going to be going in a square the entire time. Top left, bottom right, top right, and back to top left again. Don't double back for any reason. Don't delay at all. Just follow this pattern the entire time and wind each left, bottom left, and work your way down one by one.
Oh yeah, I got up at 8:30.
There are 10 spring locks, 5 on each side, 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. You should think of each of these as being like the music box in FNAF 2. Your goal is to wind them up as much as possible before you have to deal with other threats. I prefer to hold my mouse button down the entire time. You should hopefully have some sort of equivalent to this on other platforms. You're just going to go from spring lock to spring lock, winding one all the way up and moving to the next one. This takes some precision to get used to. I still tend to overshoot it sometimes. You're going to start at the top left and work your way down one by one. Once you've wound up all the spring locks on that side, spin over to the bottom right and work your way up. You're just going to be going in a square the entire time. Top right, top right, and back to top left again. Don't double back for any reason. Don't delay at all. Just follow this pattern the entire time and wind each spring lock to full. Now let's talk about the min arenas, which are the other threats on this night. They will climb up the suit. From my experience, one always spawns on the right side first. So what you're going to do is keep an eye on that min arena climbing up on the right side. I like to memorize the position of the one that follows climbing up on the left side. So whenever I'm on the left side, I can kind of tell how high on the suit the other one is due over on the right side. So what I like to do is just memorize that position, and then once the min arena on the right gets as high as possible, like not all the way to the top of the suit, but to the point that you can't see his head anymore, preferably, then you're going to wiggle 4 times. So on PC, you're going to do A, D, A, D, and this will 100% guarantee that the min arena falls off. Like, see, I'm not wiggling as soon as I see the min arena.
Oh, this is gonna be hard.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
I just came in my... What the hell? What are they doing? What the hell? What were they just doing, fam?
Waiting until it gets pretty close to the top, and I'm wiggling, and I get both of them to fall off. This is to maximize the time between the min arena spawns, and also to make sure that I shake off 2 of them at the same time. So yeah, you're just going to be doing this. A stopwatch is pretty much necessary for this night, by the way. A night in this, well, this night, I guess, this is one of the only time-based sections in the entirety of Sister Location. So it lasts exactly 3 minutes from the time that you can...
I'll open the faceplates for you.
You have to last is 3 minutes, and it's very important to use the stopwatch here because you're going to shift your tactics a little bit as it gets later into the night. So what you're going to notice is once I get to about 2 minutes minutes and 15 seconds into the night, then what I'm going to be doing, you're just going to be doing this until then. Just wind each spring lock to full and just follow this pattern over and over. Once the min arena gets really close to the top, you're just going to wiggle exactly 4 times and guarantee that the min arena is going to fall off. So you're just going to follow this pattern until there's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the night. And then what you're going to start doing is you're going to limit your max wind of one of these to 3/4 of the way. So pointing at the 3 position on the clock, I guess, that is the spring lock. So you'll see now I'm only winding these to a maximum of 3/4. Sometimes not even that high. Sometimes I'll only do half or just over half. And then once it gets to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds or 2 minutes and 45 seconds, anywhere in between there, I prefer to lean more on the 2:30 side. Then you're going to start winding the spring locks to a maximum of half. If you absolutely think you can try going a few ticks over half. And then once you get to about 10 seconds left until 6 a.m., I guess you could say. So once you get to 2:50, then what you're going to be doing, you're not even going to be winding these things to half, right? You're just going to wind them a few ticks. You're going to pay attention. No, you don't have to. Then once you get to all you're going to be doing, so you don't have to wind these up to full.
Alright. I'm gonna try my best. This is very, very hard, and it looks like spaghetti, and because I'm ready. Stopwatch.
That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
Fam, I'll straight wet these guys.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
ligaments timer. That is dog as hell. Circus baby. By now, play Ludo.
It's not just effective pain relief, it's game, set and match. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat the secret circus baby minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. In case you didn't know, properly beating this minigame is necessary to gain access to the private room. Before you even try to have your showdown with Enter, you need to do this first. So, how do you play the secret minigame? Well, there's a random chance of getting it when you die during main gameplay, but there's a far easier way. Once you beat Night 5, you gain access to the extras menu and can play the minigame through there. Just hover over the bottom left corner and the sprite will appear. Click on it to get started. This minigame has a secret route that seems complicated at first, but gets a lot easier once you practice it a little bit. Also, I went ahead and slowed down the minigame by just a little bit because a lot's happening and I want to be able to explain everything. So you're going to go ahead and feed. Those kids at the start, those two, grab the pink cupcakes and go ahead and feed them. It takes 2 cupcakes to feed a kid, pink cupcakes that is. So you're going to jump. Up and feed the 2 on those platforms, and then you're going to move on. You're going to ignore the ones on the bottom. So you're going to go up to the top right platform.
Fun shit, what you are? This is unbelievable.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
Perfect timing. Full on hair. Bruh. What the hell?
Gonna keep checking the phone close because I'm expecting Shane. He's from here. Send me a message, so I'll have to check it.
Meet the Fanatics. No matter who you are, everyone gets their favorites.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Now,
Ooh, the dreaded night 4. The confusion can be a bit overwhelming, but alas, Chronic is here to save the day. So you want to know how to complete this whole puzzle? Well, you come to the right place. I myself went through the hours of struggling with this puzzle, only to come up with a tactic which helps out quite a bit. So let's get straight into it. So as you guys may be familiar with by now, this night is a pain in the butt. And the reason for this is because you need to keep your suit wound up, and in total there are 10 knobs, 5 on either side of the suit, which need to be wound up. As well as that, there are going to be 2 types of min arenas that climb on you. The
I'm gonna
ones
have a
that
shower,
are
my man.
basically useless if you use this method.
Yeah.
And the
Alright.
that climb inside of your suit, which you need to shake off with the A and D keys. Also, there are going to be 2 types of min arenas that climb onto you. The ones in the middle are basically useless if you use this method, and the ones that climb the side of your suit, which you need to shake off with the A and D keys. Also, bear in mind you survive for 3 whole minutes. This may seem really stressful, so to calm the mood, let's play some relaxing jazz music. That's the best. Here's a complete run for my first time completing the puzzle, so I'm going to be talking you guys through the process of completing the challenge really easily whilst this plays in the background. Now, the first step is optional. You can either start on the left or right side. However, you must go from top to bottom when winding up the knobs. The reason why will be explained later, so for this quote-unquote round, you want to fully turn the knobs to 12 o'clock, and just keep doing that. Eventually, you'll notice a min arena climbing up on the right side, and this is where the top to bottom method really comes into play. Since you can see the min arena a lot earlier and easier. Now, once you see that min arena, don't feel like you have to shake it off straight away. Just leave it as climb up. Trust me, the thing is slow. It will take a while before it reaches the top. But if you somehow get jump scared, then don't go ahead and do it. Now, whilst the min arena on the right is climbing up, when he is about at your head level, you'll notice the one on the left side also will start climbing up. This is now your chance to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Start shaking your suit using A and D, but keep the shaking to a minimum, because the shaking does affect the knobs and will turn them back slightly. So it will take about 4 hits on either the A or D key. So this can be split up so you can hit A key twice and the D key twice, but you can just hit 1 4 times if you really want to. The choice is yours. However, during that whole phase, don't forget to be winding those knobs at 12 o'clock. Now consider that the end of quote-unquote round 1. Now basically repeat what you did for round 1 for round 2. The knobs will be going down slightly faster now, but try to get them as close to 12 o'clock as possible. It should still be doable at round 2. The only real difference you'll notice for round 2 is that there will be min arenas climbing down with you as well as on the sides. Just ignore them. Once you shake the 2 min arenas climbing up the side, you may proceed to round 3. Round 3 is the exact same as round 2, so just repeat what you did there. But it'll be almost impossible to keep all the knobs at 12 o'clock. So put them all to around 2 o'clock and you'll be fine and dandy for round 4. On round 4, the knobs will be draining extremely quickly. So you're only going to have enough time to put them at around 3 o'clock each. Once again, 2 min arenas will come, 1 on either side. Just knock them off and you're now on round 5. You made it this far, guys, so now is not the time to screw up, because you are on the final round. So for this round, 2 min arenas will climb up once again. However, this time, you're going to ignore the one on the left side. So as soon as you see the one on the right side, knock it off. Now for the knobs, you'll most likely be reaching the red lights by now. But don't worry, there's no need to panic. Take the knobs as close to 6 o'clock as possible, and you should be all good. But be sure to be really quick. Now you guys might be wondering, what about the left side min arena? Well, you shouldn't give 2 damns about him, because well done. You completed night 4. Never have the sound of cheering children been so soothing to the ears. Okay, that might sound kind of weird. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys found this guide helpful. A channel to date. But other than that, I've been your host Chronic, and I'll see you guys.
Freshen up, huh?
Alrighty, I did a little poo. Nah, fam. Straight up, gonna win this, fam.
I'll open the faceplates for you.
Straight up, whack this animatronic, fam.
That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
That's actually so hard. Fuck. Alright, we're gonna have to go in again. This is way too hot.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
far out. I'm getting to 2 minutes 15 always. I'm getting jump scared. Maybe I leave it too long. I don't know.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras.
You're a bit of a doll.
Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
That's crazy. How hard is that from? Oh my god. Oh god.
Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat Night 4 on Five Nights
No.
at Freddy's sister location. This is probably the hardest night of the main game, and I know a lot of people
Alright, we are back. Hopefully, we've got all the information.
I'll open the faceplates for you.
So, if we can't win this,
That way they can find you on the
then
cameras.
I'll be pretty sad.
Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
This is so hard. How? It's always at 2:20 I die.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
This is highly stressful. I'm not even halfway. Alright, we're halfway. 3, 2, 1. This is the bit I always get up to. Oh, I keep getting jump scared. I always get jump scared at 2:20. What?
I'll open the faceplates for you.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat Night 5 on Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. This is actually a really easy night, definitely the easiest Night 5 in the series. Also, I just want to make it clear that this is a guide on how to get the real ending. The fake ending is a lot more involved, a lot more complex, and I'll definitely be making a separate video for that. As always, just follow Handunit's instructions until you get to Funtime Auditorium. Now, don't worry, Funtime Foxy isn't actually here. Just run straight to the end of the room until you reach Parts and Service. I promise you can't be jump scared here. After running for a while, you'll reach this room with Baby in front of you. Some people don't know this, but you can actually skip the dialogue here at around, it's coming up, at around this point in the dialogue, right click it. If you'll notice, there's a button above Baby's right cheek, her right cheek, which is on your left. There's a small white button, so once this part of the dialogue starts coming up here, then just go ahead and click on that button and a keypad is going to pop out. This is configured just like a standard keypad that you might see on your phone if you're not quite familiar with what it is. So basically just pull out your phone and click on the phone tab and take a look at that. If you don't know what a keypad is, I don't know how you wouldn't, but just making sure we cover all the bases here. So anyway, at this point, Baby is going to say a series of numbers, and you're going to have to click on the keypad very quickly. I think within 2 seconds of her saying the number. So you are going to have pretty good mobility. I think this is a little bit easier when you're using a mouse. So if you're on PC, you'll have an advantage, or if you have a keyboard and mouse hooked up to console or something like that. So you're just going to click on each of these numbers one by one. I don't remember how many numbers there are in the sequence, but it is random every time. After you do that, you're going to go over the Baby's left arm, which again is on your right. You're going to go ahead and grab that small chip thing in there. Then you're going to go to the bottom left and go ahead and click on that green button. So once all the noise stops and Baby starts speaking again, then you can go back to Funtime Auditorium by pressing S on PC. I don't know what it is on mobile or console. But anyway, you're going to go back, and then you're going to move through Funtime Auditorium while you're being stalked by Innard. And you're going to follow Baby's instructions if you are going for the real ending. So there's a series of instructions. I can't remember exactly what they are, but you're just going to follow them. So I'm just going to stay silent now so you can hear the rest of them.
Keep going. Stop. Be silent. Go forward and left. Stop.
To start, that are easy to memorize. This part isn't difficult at all. All you're going to do is walk. You might be able to run also, but I always prefer to walk just in case. So you're just going to walk in the direction that Baby tells you to, which is most of the time going to be either straight forward or forward and to the left at the same time. So you're just going to go ahead and do that. And when she tells you to stop, stop immediately. Don't move at all. Just wait for her to say something else. It's really simple. All you have to do is follow instructions. It's not difficult at all. So then you're going to get into this cutscene. So anyway, I'm just going to briefly talk about some of my plans for future videos while we're watching this cutscene. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen it before if you've been around on YouTube at all. But anyway, so some of the guides for the harder modes are still coming out. I've been grinding both 1020 and Night 8 a lot recently. I think I'm making some real progress, especially on Night 8. So hopefully those guides will be out somewhat soon. I hate leaving you guys hanging for the hardest modes, but it's really difficult to actually teach someone how to beat those modes, and honestly, it's pretty difficult to beat also, especially 1020, which is heavily randomized. But anyway, yeah, so those guides are hopefully going to be out soon. I am going to be covering the Custom Night of Sister Location. I'm going to be covering every FNAF game after that, so stay tuned for those. I don't know when the private room guide is going to be out. I might do a few Custom Night guides first, but I will be doing a video both on how to beat the private room and how to beat Innard. There was a Steam notification popped up in the bottom right there. I didn't even notice. Sorry about that. But anyway, so yeah, I am going to be making a guide on how to beat the private room, or more specifically Innard.
That way they can...
And then I am also going to be covering the custom night of this game, and I'm going to be making a guide on how to beat the minigame as well that you need to get the key card so you can actually access the fake ending. So there's a lot more stuff for Sister Location coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, with that being said, hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat Night 4 on Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. This is probably the hardest night of the main game, and I know a lot of people really struggle with this night, so I'm excited to finally make this guide. Now, before we get into it, I'd like to once again mention my community Discord server. I promise this is the last time for a while. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows about this. By joining the Discord server, you can get personalized advice on any FNAF game you want. Every now and then, I like to hop into a voice call with a few of you guys and coach you through whichever night you're currently trying to beat. I can identify mistakes and tell you how to fix them, or just give you general advice on what to do. You can also just chill with other members of the community and just talk about FNAF or whatever else. It's really awesome, and I highly recommend joining it by using the link in the description or on my About page. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Night 4. This is a night that relies on precision and game sense, but thankfully has very few RNG components. So let's talk about the basics first. There are 10 spring locks, 5 on each side, 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. We'll see now I'm only winding these to a max for 2 minutes and 40. Try going a going all the way around clockwise, then what you're going to do is shift to that one and you're going to wind it up. So you don't have to wind these up to full or even half. All you're going to be doing is just trying to swing up. You can wind them to full until 2:15, then do 3/4. Then once you get to about 2:30, I prefer to do, then you start winding them up to about half. And then once it gets really close, like you're about 5 or 10 seconds away from getting to 6 a.m., then all you're going to be doing is just winding them up for a few ticks so they're not going to run out immediately. And then you're going to shift to the next one, which is almost going to be out. So that's the key, I think, is a lot of people will go for full winds or half winds regardless of how close they are to beating it, and that's just not going to help you. You should also be paying very close attention to where the main arenas are at, even if you can't see them. What I found is in a main arena, assuming that you're wiggling like while they're at the very top, then one typically will attack you a little after 2:20 into the night, and with most cycles you won't be able to see it, so I'd recommend just wiggling 4 times then. So anyway, that's it guys, that's night 4, that's really all you get pop. Then one typically will attack you a little, found is in a minute for full winds or half winds regardless of how close they are to beating it, and that's just not going to help you. You should also be paying very close attention to where the main arenas are at, even if you can't see them. What I found is in a main arena, assuming that you're wiggling like while they're at the very top, then one typically will attack you a little after 2:20 into the night, and with most cycles you won't be able to see it, so I'd recommend just wiggling 4 times then. So anyway, that's it guys, that's night 4, that's really all you gotta do. Just keep in mind how much you have to wind up a spring lock at any given time, pay attention to the main arenas, remember to wiggle.
This is so hard. Alright guys, we're gonna try.
Find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
I always survive till 2:20, but if I get attacked, then I'll be so goddamn annoyed. Alright, so alright, so one thing I've learned is that around that 2:20 when that Right one's coming on. You just get in low. Yeah. It's complicated.
I'll
This
open
is
the
so
faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras.
That's pretty mean. Don't do
Now
it.
all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
Oh, so mean, fun. Hardest night for ever, fun. Look at that fun. I thought these guys were like gods, but they're actually so mean. I think they're gods, but they're actually toads. Those you are now. Oh, so it goes for 3 minutes, which doesn't seem like very long, but... Oh my god! But I did it before. I don't know what I did wrong. Gonna have a couple more attempts.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
They're not at random because they're always there. 3, 2. No, I'm done.